Hi guys, Dr. Daliah here. So I speak a lot about the mRNA vaccine, COVID vaccines on my show, but it's hard to conceptualize without illustrations. So for some of you, I made this illustrative video with my beautiful drawings, right? I stink at artistry, so forgive me. So here's us smiling, getting our mRNA vaccine. These are vaccines that are created from Pfizer, Biotech, Moderna, and they will go into our arm, not our tushy, but our arm, into the deltoid muscle, so that the material, the mRNA, will go into our muscle cell. Now, the mRNA is going to have a lipid coating to protect it and help it get into the muscle cell. But in our muscle cell, we have DNA, which houses our genetic material, and then cytoplasm, which kind of is where all the work gets done. The mRNA is going to enter into our muscle cell, and it's got a job to do. Its job is to replicate and make spike proteins. Now, what are spike proteins? Well, if we go over here to our COVID virus, which is really nasty, has these spike proteins on the outside. And I kind of look at these spike proteins like a key, and it needs this key to go into our human cell's keyhole, right? We'll call it the ACE2 receptor. And it needs this keyhole to enter into our cell and then make our cells produce more COVID. Once our cells make enough COVID and break up, the COVID spreads to other cells. So we need to focus on these spike proteins so they never get into our cell. So the mRNA technology produces spike proteins through our muscle cell without ever getting us exposed to COVID. Once we produce these spike proteins, our lymphocytes, immune system cells, can help make antibodies. Now, these antibodies help find infection, fight it, and clear it. So we need to train our immune system to recognize this sucker, and we use the mRNA to make the spike proteins to train our lymphocytes. Now, if COVID, and let me draw COVID, here's COVID, I'm going to make it really mean, with its spike proteins, comes our way, we already have an army ready to fight it. These spike proteins later go away. Our muscle cell is fine with the DNA still intact and never touched. And hopefully we're still smiling. Hope that clarifies.